Jess Phillips drops out of the Labour leadership election, the hard left try to keep control of the Labour Party, and the House of Commons rise up against the House of Lords on Brexit. Right, with 9 days to go till Brexit Day, the House of Lords are becoming difficult. They've added 5 amendments to the Brexit bill, they've sent it back to the Commons, and so we're going to talk about this towards the end of the video. But for now, let's focus on the Labour leadership election and Jess Phillips. Now, remember a couple of days ago, Jess Phillips came out and said that I don't think I'm doing too well in this campaign. It's because I've been way too statesmanlike. And she said she's going to try and be less statesmanlike as a leadership candidate, as a politician. I think she took her own advice way too seriously, up to a point where yesterday she was so not statesmanlike that she actually dropped out of the race. She completely... So this is what happens when you take your own advice way too seriously. So Jess Phillips has now dropped out of the leadership race, which makes me wonder, why did she even get involved when we all knew she wasn't going to be doing too well against these other names anyway? But more importantly, my slightly more moderate Labour sources tell me that there are a lot of dirty tactics being played by Rebecca Long-Bailey's campaign and other campaigns against each other and various other candidates. The hard left, the momentum side, are trying to basically push every single candidate out, or either basically force them to withdraw, like Clive Lewis or now Jess Phillips, or find a way to destroy their campaign. Apparently they have some documents and some stuff that they could be leaking against Keir Starmer in the next few weeks. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to be too difficult to bring down Keir Starmer with his background and the ex-lawyer knight. So we'll see how that goes. And actually, I still think the best option that they have with all these names, the best option is Lisa Nandy, but we'll see if she actually has a chance against Becky Wrong-Daly. So going back to Jess Phillips, she released a video to say to her supporters that she's resigning and the reason behind it.
The election defeat that the Labour Party faced at the last general election was cataclysmic. We'll need to win 124 seats just to get a majority of 1.
Yes, well done. That's good maths. See, not everybody in the Labour Party is like Diane Abbott.
I truly believe that unless we speak to the country on their terms, not just on ours, that we won't be able to make the gains that we need to win an election and do what everyone in the Labour movement wants to do, and that is make people's lives better.
See, this really annoys me. You hear that from the Labour, especially Labour politicians, a lot when they say it's basically only us who care about people's lives and making people's lives better. No, literally every single mainstream party out there, whether it's the Lib Dems, the Tories, Labour, every single one of the mainstream parties are there because they have different approaches, but they want to make people's lives better. But the fact that the left have this moral compass and say only we care about people, nobody else, that really annoys me.
And I have to be honest with myself, as I said I always would be throughout this campaign, that at this time that person isn't me.
See, I don't get politicians like this when either know yourself when you join an election or the game or the political game in general, or just don't. I don't like quitters. So if you know you're not good, either don't do it, or just do it anyway. Stay, lose, have some grace, stop quitting. But well, it's a good thing. I'm happy that she's gone. I'd rather not have her as Labour leader. But come on.
Now, I absolutely want to send a message to all of the people who joined our campaign. Tens of thousands of people have signed up to our campaign, and in doing that, tens of thousands of new people have joined the Labour Party, and it is... Now,
that's a massive lie. So she says that her campaign has had tens of thousands of new Labour members, and this is now, these tens of thousands who've joined her campaign are now new Labour members. No, we have the stats. The Labour Party has had 14,700 new members joined during this leadership campaign over the last few weeks and months. And she says tens of thousands joined her campaign alone. There are only 14,000 basically people who've joined. Are you taking credit for all 14,000? No, I'm pretty sure the majority of them joined because of Rebecca Long-Bailey and probably a bit of them for Keir Starmer. Not you.
This isn't the end, this is the beginning.
It's not the end, it's the beginning. Yeah. No, Jess, This is definitely the end.
Because the Labour Party is not about what job description you have. We are the strength of our common endeavour.
Okay, she's right here, because being in Labour is not about your job description. It's about your gender, it's about your identity in general, it's about vegan cars and marshmallow trains and rainbows. So, I really can't take her seriously. But what we had is the reaction from ordinary British voters out there. It was a focus group, and they were asked their opinion on all these candidates and what they think of them, which is really interesting. So let's just go through this, starting with Lisa Nandy.
Lisa Nandy.
Yeah.
Have we heard of her?
Not heard of her.
No.
Yeah, she's from Wigan, isn't she? She's from Wigan.
We showed images and video clips of the contenders.
I mean, that is definitely one of her flaws, but actually, having said that, she's still the best candidate that people could relate to slightly better than the others.
Rebecca Long-Bailey.
Yeah, my thoughts of her was that she was in Jeremy Corbyn's pocket.
Yeah.
She really is a clone of him.
She rated Corbyn 10 out of 10, didn't she? So I don't know how you can move forward when they've been slashed and slaughtered so badly, and someone just to change, get 30 years younger and change into a female with the same policies.
Emotions, they actually see quite anger.
Like, I can't believe we're at this point.
You wouldn't want to meet her in an alley, would you, really?
No.
Yes, the problem with Becky Wrong-Daly is that, just like Jezza, she has anger issues. It's all about anger because their politics is based on hate. Simple. These sort of people wake up every morning with the agenda, the motivation to hate the Tories, to hate the bankers, the successful rich people, because they are evil. We're going to spend the day bringing them down. So when your politics is based on that, obviously you're always going to be angry. Also, is it just me or the guy on the right actually looks like David Walliams? Let's just have a look, because genuinely I thought it's like doppelganger, or a younger version, slightly slimmer version of David Walliams. So, well, apparently he's now joined the Labour focus group, so well done him.
Credible and competent opposition, but they can believe in.
Didn't think she came over strong. She didn't sound strong.
Yes, Emily Thornberry cannot come across as strong, because every time you look at her when she makes a speech, she looks hungover. Like, seriously, look at her. Every time she's talking on camera, it looks like she's just woken up from a long night of drinking champagne and having caviar or whatever they do up in Islington these days. That's why she can't be strong.
But we need to remember that if all we do is win back our...
I thought he's quite weak. It was quite boring. I think for a man, I found him quite weak.
Okay. He seemed a bit arrogant to me.
I don't like him.
It's a bit like David Cameron, I thought. That sort of...
Just on these brief bits that we're seeing, I'd say he came across as sort of corporate.
Yes, Keir Starmer might look good, but he's weak. He's boring. Every time he talks, I just want to fall asleep. And he looks corporate. He's basically a better looking version of Ed Miliband. So that's Keir Starmer.
And up for each one, if you can see them winning back your vote. So the first one is Rebecca Long-Bailey. Okay. Lisa Nandy. Okay. Jess Phillips. Okay. Keir Starmer.
See, as I said, even ordinary people in this focus group, they know that out of all these options, Lisa Nandy is the best choice, and that's why the majority, basically all of them, every single one of them voted for Lisa Nandy. But hard left candidates like Rebecca Long-Bailey have other problems as well, because there was a survey done by YouGov that they found that 1/3 of Rebecca Long-Bailey's supporters are completely unwilling to compromise any of their Labour values. You know, these hard left, let's just destroy the country values, even if this means that the party will be unelectable. That's 32% of Becky's supporters, and only 5% of Keir Starmer's and 4% of Lisa Nandy's supporters have the same view, which is quite still worrying. 5% and 4% of these two slightly more moderate candidates, their supporters are still quite hardcore. They would rather not compromise than having their party actually win an election. So it's actually quite interesting, and the best thing about this YouGov poll was that they said Emily Thornberry did not have enough supporters to be polled. I genuinely feel sorry for Emily Thornberry. People keep forgetting that she's actually in this election as well. So let's see how this goes. But Brexit. So the House of Lords obviously added 5 unnecessary random amendments to the Brexit bill instead of passing it. They sent it back to the House of Commons. So as we said, the Lords can't really cancel a bill. What they can do is just keep sending it back by adding amendments to it. Now the Commons are now going to debate on those and vote. Obviously the Tories have the majority, so unless they want to voluntarily back one of these amendments, they can just vote against all of them and send it back to the Lords to basically see if the Lords will just give the green light finally. Because if they keep delaying and send it back, then if we accidentally leave on WTO terms on the 31st, that would be quite funny. But yeah, I'm sure they're gonna sort it out, and actually the Lords will give up and pass this bill, and we'll leave on the 31st of January, hopefully not June, and we'll see how this goes, and the trade talks will begin soon whenever Ursula is ready to talk. So we'll have that, and we obviously have the Brexit victory rallies coming up, 31st of January, Parliament Square. Get your Brexit shirts ready. Obviously, we have our UK Independence 31st of January 2020 t-shirts. Make sure you check out the link in the description to get your own t-shirts as soon as possible. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, make sure that you subscribe and click on that bell next to it so you get notified. YouTube, somehow the AI is automatic unsubscribing some people. So every now and then when you watch these videos, make sure that you're still subscribed. Apart from that, I'm Tousi, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new video.